Nice to meet you in person. How you doing?
I'm like, hey.
I mean, hey, come on. It's not every day that I get to have the women's national team in the east coast of Canada. So, it's only like a 8-hour drive from Toronto to make it up. That's nothing. I'm going 15 hours to go to the men's in West Virginia. Yeah, well, we're doing the stream on Volleyball Source.
Okay,
so
that's commitment. That is commitment. I appreciate that.
I mean, it's fun, but first and foremost, Coach, congratulations on a great first win. I won't necessarily say great. I heard you talking to CBC a little bit there. Well, we'll just get you in frame there. Make sure you're looking good. Yeah, absolutely. Now, a little bit you said a slow tentative start.
Yeah.
And
we could feel nerves. Just a little bit tentative, a little bit quieter. We weren't really committing to our actions, not at the tape or on first pass or taking an easy defensive ball. So yeah, there's nerves. I mean, we haven't played together as this team with this lineup since VNL. We've been practicing, sure, but we haven't competed since VNL. And yeah, in front of a home crowd, you want to do your best, and I think that adds a little bit of pressure. But now that we've got the first one under our belt, I think tomorrow night will be a little bit calmer.
Yeah, I mean, last time you guys played at home was Calgary last year for VNL. What was it like playing in front of the home crowd? Because I thought Quebec brought it. Tuesday night, like probably around 2,000 people here.
Quebec has been amazing. And so we played a practice match against Puerto Rico last night, and there were hundreds of people here. They sold tickets.
Really?
Hundreds of people.
No one told me.
Yeah, tons of people. Like, it was amazing. And they don't just come, but they show up, and they bring noise, and they're cheering, and they've got flags and signs, and it's been such a great environment, and I think it's only going to get better.
Yeah, I think so. I heard the finals almost already sold out.
Yeah, I've heard that. I think this place holds 3,500.
Yeah, 3,500 is what I heard.
Perfect. Yeah.
So, talking about this event here, how important is this event in the whole when you're planning the season? Obviously, there's a big event coming in a few weeks, but you're wanting to look at one thing at a time. When you look at the NORCECA Championships, how much weight does it hold within your calendar? That's been a very, very busy calendar for Canadian women's volleyball this summer.
Yeah, it's been a big calendar. It's really important for multiple reasons. Number one, anytime we're playing in our region, we want to be a top team in our region. So in 2028, the qualifiers will go back to Continental. So how we place in our region really does matter. And then if we look at Olympic qualifiers as a whole, this is not only the start of that. Our preparation for Olympic qualifiers in September. But if we don't finish top two in China, then it's going to come down to world ranking points. NORCECA Championships is really heavily weighted, so it's worth a lot of world ranking points. And we're sitting at number 11 in the world. So our goal is to be in top 10 by the end of VNL 2024 and get ourselves to Paris. So world ranking points, region, all of it really matters. But also, a team that wins more.
And you guys have done a lot of winning this summer. You guys won the most matches ever for this program at VNL this summer. One more than last year, or two more than last year. And there was a couple maybe that were left on the table early on in the tournament that we won't talk about a little bit too much. But it seems from the outside looking in that the culture of this program is changing to a winning mindset. Is that something that you're trying to instill into the players?
100%. There's been a real shift in mindset that we're no longer just happy to compete against the top teams. We know we can beat the top teams. You saw us play against Brazil, world number 1, taking out that win.
Serbia.
It's Serbia. It just shows that we can play against the top teams, we can compete against the top teams, and we can beat the top teams. There's lots of things that are going really well in the program, but that belief is huge. And there's not one person on our roster that doesn't believe that we can qualify for the Olympics. Not one staff member. And it's a genuine belief and knowing that we're going after something that we're capable of doing. And that has a huge impact. It sounds cheesy, but that has a huge impact on what you're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. There's that goal is there, and it's achievable, it's attainable, and I love to hear you talk about that because it makes me feel good. There's been a massive shift in Canadian volleyball in the past few years, and the women are coming up huge. You brought Quinn Pellin in tonight a little bit at the end there. We're seeing some youth come in, and we're seeing a few new faces. How important is it to have those younger players? And you guys just brought them to Pan Am Cup, then to the NORCECA Final 6. How important is it to have someone like Quinn who can come in and play some minutes here?
Yeah, it's really important. I think we want to give her the confidence. This is her first year in the women's national team. She went through Pan Am Cup and got to play a lot of time there, or get a lot of time there. And so we want to use her in key moments here with a little bit of pressure and see how she responds. Our next gen program, which is our B team, I believe it's our most talented next gen program ever. The talent that's coming through that program and coming out of university and U Sport and NCAA is so exciting. They just finished 5th at the Pan Am Final 6, they call it.
So many different things now.
Yeah, it's not just 6 teams, but they had a great showing there, and our B teams beating senior A teams within our region, and that just says a lot about what we're doing with our development pathway. And Quinn's just is her first year in the program, and I think she has a really, really promising future.
Tonight, a bit of a tentative start. Do you think we're going to see that kind of moving forward? Do you think now that things are settled in tomorrow night against Puerto Rico, looking forward, that this team is going to be able to prove that they are not only one of the top teams in the region, but a power to be dealt with within the region?
Yeah, I think that you're going to see a lot more confident start tomorrow and a lot more settled. But I can't promise you're not going to see us get a little bit uptight. It's something that we're working on, controlling what we can and being really, really task focused and not worrying about the previous points. But I think you'll see a lot more confident team tomorrow, specifically right from the very start. And yeah, I think we're a very physical team, and against the top teams in this region, I think we can do a really good job.
I interviewed Karch Karai earlier, and he brought up about how it makes sense for the Team USA to play in NORCECA because of the strength of teams like Dominican and Canada. Is that something that you're aware of, that the top teams are taking notice of Canada and being like, that's a team that we can't take a day off of against, or we're gonna lose?
Yeah, we saw that shift this year at VNL. I don't think teams are taking us lightly anymore. I'm not saying they ever did, but definitely, they're playing their best against us. And I think, I agree with Karch. This region is strong. The top teams are very strong. And Dominicans, I believe they're ranked number 9 now. So we're chasing them. We're chasing them against the top 10. So our game against Dominican, when we do face off against them, I think that's inevitable. I think that's going to be a real battle. And, they've got one up on us so far this year. We're looking to get one back.
Obviously, any game is important, but is that maybe the most important game here at this event here, playing against the Dominican? Because it's been neck and neck. You guys beat them at NORCECA's. Was it NORCECA's last year?
We beat them at VNL and World Championships last year, yes. But they beat us in 5 at VNL this year.
So it's going back and forth. I mean, there was a few years ago where we weren't even in the same league, and now we're going back and forth with them. Is that something that's kind of circled on the calendar? Be like, we want to go toe to toe with them because we know it's going to be a great matchup.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, every game's important, but that game when we match up, or if we match up against Dominican, that's a hugely important game for us, for world ranking points, but also. It's just a team that we want to battle. We always want to go one up against. And our goal at this tournament is to really be top 2, to get into that gold medal match and battle it out for a gold medal. So I think we're going to have to go through Dominican to do that.
Because I do believe you guys Canada got 3rd at the last NORCECA Championships?
We got 3rd the last 2 NORCECA Championships. I don't know what the best finish ever at NORCECA, but we always want to, go better, just like VNL. We want to keep improving. Same thing with NORCECA. We finished 3rd last year. We want to improve on that.
What kind of things did you guys work on between VNL and now? There was a few instances where I saw both Alexa running the pipe in the 5-6 and Kira running the pipe in the 6-1, the 1-6 Is that something that you guys are working on with a little bit more back row play to get those two involved?
I feel like that's not something new for us. We've been doing that. It's sporadically based on the offense that we're running. I think we do that. We worked a lot. We continue to work on a lot of our out of system plays and working on that high ball attack. We want to work as well with our middles off medium passes. We spend a lot of time in that medium pass. Instead of being frustrated with that, we accept that that's part of our offense, and we do a good job running that. We focused a lot off attack and transition as well. That was something that I thought we could have done a much better job at in VNL. Also with serving. We approached previous VNLs as being, hey, let's be aggressive, and you saw us make a lot of errors, and we had a high error percentage. So we tried to change our mindset around serving, and it resulted in us, putting more balls in the court, but less out of system, gain our opposition out of system. So we spent a lot of time on serving as well. I would say these aren't necessarily new things, but they're things that we just have to be a little bit more targeted. And a lot of it is just in the conversations you're having, like bring your attention to one thing specifically, and the team, responds really well to that. So I think we've done a good job in this training block, and we're really ready to go after this Olympic qualifiers.
Awesome. Now, looking at the Libero position, that's hands down your youngest position. You got a bunch of girls who are all still in the school. You went with Julia Merman quite a bit last year. this year now we see Casey Yost starting. Merman, I understand you put Merman in that other jersey. You got to bring her in as a serving sub. Is that something that's going to change throughout the tournament? Are you going to kind of flip flop between the two of them in that libero role to try to solidify solidify something for later on the weekend and then for the Olympic qualifiers coming up later in the month?
Yeah, I think you'll see us continue to flip flop. Tonight was the first time ever we put her in a normal uniform. Alicia Ogums is not fit to play right now, so we thought we'd try it out. I don't know if we'll stick with it or not, but we've been flip flopping through, with Casey and Julia throughout all of VNL and as well as at Pan Am Cup. And it's just about who's performing. I feel like we have great depth in that position to have such young talent coming through in that position, and I think we're confident going with either of them. So I couldn't tell you right now who will be starting in 3 days' time. I couldn't tell you, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it's either of them. Like it's really, we've been back and forth all season so far. It's really just based on who's performing.
Do you feel like this team has been gelling well over the past little bit? Like it seems every time, and I mean it's been a while since I've seen the women's team. That's why this is such a treat. But it seems like just the vibe on the bench, how the girls interact. It seems like this is a really close team.
Yeah, it is a really close team. Cohesion is going to be really important for us. We're going to attempt to do something that's extremely hard, one of the hardest things that any of us have ever done before. So that team cohesion is important. It's been a focus for us for the last 3 years. I think team culture has been a real focus for us for the last 3 years. This group is tight, and I think that's just going to be a real positive for us going into these next challenges.
Awesome, Coach. Great win tonight. Yeah, you too. I mean, we've chatted. We've chatted before, but it's nice. So that's why as soon as I heard that this tournament was over on this side, I was like, yes, let's go. Let's get over there. Let's get some footage. Let's get some interviews, and I'm stoked to be here. And best of luck tomorrow night. We'll be back here again.
Awesome.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot, guys.